last time I talked to you, you were lonely and out of place.
This is a video about the Torah, and whether the Messiah could possibly make it so it is not to be kept in its full. I'm not so much going to try to disprove some of the New Testament scripture that seems to make it show that Torah shouldn't be kept, but rather I'm going to use scripture to show that it's not even an option. And I'm also going to show that when God makes a covenant, it is eternal. And this is actually a pretty difficult video for me to make because there's so many verses that I can use in support of this. This is probably the most fundamental truth you can find in the Bible. But I'll try to find some of the best ones. Anyways, start with Isaiah 5:24. Therefore, as the tongue of fire devours the stubble, and as the chaff is consumed in the flame, so their root shall be as rottenness, and their blossom shall go up as dust, because they have rejected the law of the Lord, the Torah. Next, Matthew 5:17-18. Do not think that I have come to abolish the Torah or the prophets. I did not come to abolish, but to fulfill. Because truly I say to you, until heaven and earth pass away, not the smallest letter or stroke shall be passed away from the Torah until all is accomplished. So, if you believe in the New Testament, Jesus here says that until heaven and earth pass away, you're going to be keeping the Torah in its full, which obviously heaven and earth hasn't passed away. Going to be using, like I said, some New Testament scripture here. 1 June 3:4-10. Main look at verse 4. Everyone who practices sin also practices lawlessness. Sin is lawlessness. So what law? It's basically saying going against the law. What law is he talking about besides the Torah? Is there any other law? Is he talking about the law of your nation, of your church? What? Matthew 24:11-12. Talking about false prophets. It says that the false prophets will mislead many because how they'll mislead any is by increasing lawlessness. Lawlessness will be multiplied because of the false prophets. Matthew 7:21-23. He's saying that not everyone who tries to get into the kingdom of heaven will get in, because Jesus will say, I never knew you, depart from me, you who are working lawlessness. Once again, he's obviously talking about the law of the Torah. What else other law could he be talking about? Matthew 13:41. The Son of Man will send forth his angels, and they will collect out of the kingdom all stumbling blocks and those who commit lawlessness. Again. Isaiah 24:1-6. Behold, the Lord makes the earth empty and makes it waste, and turns it upside down, and scatters the inhabitants abroad. So on and so forth. The earth shall be utterly emptied and the clean despoiled, for the Lord has spoken his word. The earth faints and fades away, the world fails and fades away, the lofty people of the earth do fail. The earth is defiled under the habits thereof. Why? Because they have transgressed the laws, violated the statute, and broken the everlasting covenant. And see, it's talking about the men are left are few, the earth's wasted away, so on and so forth. So it's clearly talking about the future from now, and in the future, this stuff's going to happen because people violated the Torah. So clearly, if in the future and in the past you're supposed to follow the Torah, we should be following it now, if you're a Jew. Jeremiah 23:36. And the burden of the Lord shall you mention no more, for every man's own word shall be his burden. And would ye pervert the words of the living God, of the Lord of hosts, our God? So it's just saying, it's a prophecy talking about people who act like the Torah is forgotten and put it behind them, which is saying is a bad thing. Proverbs 4:2. I give you good doctrine. Forsake not my teaching. Don't ever forsake something that God said, like the Torah. Psalms 50:16-17. The wicked say, unto the wicked God says, what has you to do to declare my statutes, that you have taken your covenant in your mouth? Because the wicked hates instruction and casts God's words behind them. Daniel 7:25. It's talking about some bad guy who will speak words against the Most High, and shall think to change the seasons and the law. Once again, Christians change all the holidays and everything like that, and get rid of the Torah. Proverbs 28:4. They that forsake the law they that forsake the Torah praise the wicked. Okay, then verse 9. So 28 verse 9. He that turns away his ear from hearing the Torah, His prayer is an abomination. Okay, Proverbs 29:18. Find it here. Okay, where there's no vision, that the people cast off restraint, but he that keeps the law, happy is he. Alright. That's Psalms 111:5. He has given food unto them that fear him. Talking about God. He will be ever mindful of his covenant. God will always keep his covenant. He doesn't make temporary covenants. Psalms 119:44. 119:144. Rather. Oh wait, no, 119:44. So shall I observe your law continually and forever. So always observe the law. Psalms 19:7. If I can find it here. Oh, I'll just go scroll to it. Sorry. Psalms 19:7. The law of the Lord is perfect, restoring the soul. The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise simple. So the Torah is perfect. So why would you change something that's perfect? Deuteronomy 29:29. The secret things belong to the Lord our God, but the things that are revealed belong to us. The things that are revealed, the laws of the Torah, belong unto us and to our children forever, that we may do all the words of the law. Okay, Jeremiah 33:19-26 shows that there are going to be sacrifices towards the end of times there, so disproving the idea that Jesus is a perfect sacrifice who can get rid of the sacrificial system set up in the Old Testament. And the word of the Lord came unto Jeremiah, saying, Thus saith the Lord, if you can break my covenant with the day and my covenant with the night, so that there should not be day and night in their season, then may also my covenant. So it's saying that you can't break his covenant. It's saying if you do break his covenant, then also will you break the covenant with David, your servant, or your Messiah, according to you, Jesus, that he should not have a son to reign upon the throne, and with the Levites the priests, his ministers. At the host of heaven cannot be numbered, neither the sand of the sea measured. So I will multiply the seed of David my servant. So on and so forth. 26. So it's consider you not what the people have spoken, saying the two families which the Lord did choose, he hath cast them off, and they contemn my people. So here it's saying that if you get rid of the Torah, then you too would have to get rid of a Davidic king and the Levitical priests, and if you have a Levitical priest, that also implies the sacrifice. So anyways, then go to Jeremiah 31:35-37. Thus saith the Lord, who gives the sun for a light by day, and the ordinance of the moon and of the stars for a light by night, who stirs up the sea, that the waves thereof roar. The Lord of hosts is his name. If these ordinances, the laws of the Torah, depart from before me, saith the Lord then the seed of Israel shall also cease from being a nation before me forever. Thus saith the Lord, if heaven and above can be measured, and the foundation of the earth searched out beneath, then also will I cast off all the seed of Israel for all they have done, saith the Lord. So it's saying as long as Israel is a nation, which it is now, then you can't possibly get rid of the Torah or the laws thereof. So hope all this helps to show you that God doesn't have temporary covenants, he keeps his covenants, and that you can't possibly get rid of the Torah. Thanks.
I'm sick and tired of being criticized. I'm sick and tired of barely getting by. I'm sick and tired of not living right. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired.